Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to show you the only 3 design tools you need if you're a designer. I know it's overwhelming times right now. A lot of designers are freaking out. Is AI going to take our jobs? Or how do we implement AI in our workflows? There's a lot of tools and you can end up in analysis paralysis. You don't know which tool to use, which tools are good, and it just ends up with you most of the time having a negative experience on AI. So I've pretty much tried every AI app builder, AI design tool, vibe coding tool over the last few months. So you don't have to. As you can see, I made multiple videos on them. Example of something you can build, and I've done a tier list as well, ranking them generally. But this video is not a general ranking, just more about which 3 tools can you just solely use as a designer without having to worry about all the other plethora of tools out there. So normally everyone will tell you AI generates slop or generates bad design. Don't really listen to them. Think of AI as a tool. You are the artist that utilizes this tool to create. No one would say, oh, Figma is a terrible tool or Illustrator is a bad tool. It's a person that uses the tool that has the greatest influence. So you can create something that's bad on Figma and something that's amazing on Figma. You can create something that's bad with AI and something that's amazing with AI as well. And once again, don't end up in analysis paralysis in all these different options. I will show you and help you know which tools to spend your money on. So, as a designer, here are the only 3 tools that you need. The first tool is MagicPath.ai, and MagicPath is like if Figma and ChatGPT had a baby. So this is what it looks like. Got this canvas-like feel, and what you can do, you can create components. So, for example, I can say create a hero section for a portfolio. Spell and just enter that. And as you can see, I've already made a lot of these components, and you can style them by using design systems, and you simply make them by just chatting and prompting with the AI. And you can also edit them visually. So let's come to this one, for example. If I click here, what I can do, I can use this pen tool and then edit the properties like the spacing, the colors, the actual typography, and all that. And you can actually even create your own design component library. So you can put all of these components into a library, and I've got a list of libraries here. So I've got nav bars, buttons. So if I click on this, you can see there's loaded nav bars here, and this was made by someone in the community. And I've got a button library here as well. So I can click on this, and then I could import or insert the instance as well. And this is really useful for iterating and ideating quickly. So if we go back to our little document we have, it's good for rapid iteration and prototyping. It's got a Figma-like canvas. You can import custom design systems and styles using code. So if we come back here, click on design system, we can actually do, there's some presets here, and you can make custom ones like I have by simply clicking on import and then importing code. So you have to use design systems in code. And it's really simple to do, really. You can just go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to give you a design system in CSS format, or the format that MagicPath uses, and it'll do that quite easily. And as I said, you can create your own component libraries, and you can get the code, you can download the code or export the code, and you can move it to another platform like Cursor, or you can send it to a developer who will actually build it for you. So if I click on something like this, I can click on view code, I can copy this file, download the code base, or open in Cursor as well. So that's MagicPath. Really good for this early stage when you have a brief idea but you don't know how to experiment. You can prototype, iterate quickly, and export the code and move it to something more robust to actually build it in code and have it visually functioning and working with all the different features you need as well. The second tool is V0, and V0 is made by Vercel. Similar to MagicPath, you can create your own custom design systems and it actually generates better UI than most AI tools. It's reliable, and you can publish whatever you create live to a working link that you can then use and share as well. And then you can also integrate with Cursor using GitHub. So if we go into something like this, it loads. As you can see, I've built this in V0. It's a website, has lots of pages, and I've used different components just by prompting it. And you can also visually edit things just like in MagicPath by clicking on this design tool, and then you can click on different elements like this, and you can also use custom design systems as well. And just that's an example. I've also built this and something like this. And I know I'm showing you a lot of websites, but if you just come to something like templates, you can see there's a whole variety of different things you can build using V0. You build apps and games, components, dashboards, login, workflows, forms, anything you can think of you can pretty much build in V0. What I'd say V0 really excels at is creating nice looking websites quickly, and apps and dashboards as well. So you can create these really quickly just by prompting, and you can iterate as well. And you can then integrate or sync that code to GitHub, where you can host externally if you want. You can also host by clicking this publish button, and it's hosted on Vercel's servers. And once again, you can use GitHub to take it into something more robust like Cursor as well. And the final AI design tool that you need as a designer is Cursor. I know I've mentioned Cursor a few times in this video already, on how you can transfer something from MagicPath or V0 to Cursor, or how you can use something from GitHub to Cursor. But Cursor, if you had to learn one tool in the next few months, I would say learn Cursor. Why would I say learn Cursor? Well, you can pretty much create anything you can imagine digitally using Cursor. There's a lot of people trying to say, oh, we're building the Cursor for this, or we're building the Cursor for design. Personally, the Cursor for design is just Cursor. Honestly, if you had to learn one tool, I said this before, in the next few months, learn Cursor. It might look a bit overwhelming at first, but there's some good YouTube tutorials which I'll show you in a second. I'll make the process a lot easier. And once you get the hang of it, you'll start to really probably enjoy it and see how you can just use natural language, English, to prompt and actually build things using code. So why is Cursor so good? Once again, you're designing in code, has great AI models, I should put models and agents, and again it has a GitHub integration, so you can work two ways. You could design something in V0, move it to Cursor, and then continue working on it back in V0 and have that two-way sync and integration. You can create pretty much anything. It's a bit of a steep learning curve, but a few YouTube tutorials make it easy to use. If you're a student, you also get 1 year free subscription. Just search up Cursor Students or something like that. And then as designers, you have an advantage using Cursor. You know what good design looks like. Explain your ideas in plain English. For example, DRAM style minimalism, dark mode cards, have a 16 pixel radius, off black background, Notion style dashboard, sans serif clean typography, medium font weight. Those little things that other people don't know that makes a great design, you know, and you can then implement in code using Cursor. Here's just a snippet of some of the stuff that I've built using Cursor. And then as for YouTube tutorials, this one here by Robin is really good, helps you to get started. Getting started is probably the hardest part, to be honest. So watch this one, and then there's some other great tutorials on how to actually use it. This one's quite good as well. And then to finish up, I know you've probably heard a lot of other tools. Maybe you've heard Lovable, you've heard Bolt, you've heard Base 44. And again, why have I not mentioned these tools? Well, the tools I've mentioned, MagicPath, V0, Cursor, are a lot more helpful if you're a designer. Lovable, Bolt, Base 44 may be better if you actually just focus on building an app. And maybe you want to build something else like a mobile app. Bolt's definitely better because you can build mobile apps using Bolt. And then, of course, ChatGPT and Gemini. These are your creative partners and your thinking partners. They're great for research, ideation, and you can create stunning graphics and images using ChatGPT and Gemini. And Gemini has this new amazing model called Nano Banana, which can generate stunning images. You can also edit images, so you can put yourself or put objects in different scenarios quite easily. That's great video generation. And then with both these LLMs, you can use them to code and to generate design systems in code, which you can then use for the other tools I've mentioned on this list. Something I've made using V0 and Cursor. We have an amazing background, a nice ticker, really nice effects as we scroll down the page. It's something that you can create with AI. So those are the only 3 tools that you really need to invest in or use as a designer. You don't have to worry about all this extra fluff, this analysis paralysis of all these new tools that are coming out every week. Just stick to these 3 and I promise you'll be fine. Especially with Cursor. With Cursor you can create pretty much anything. You just need to learn how to guide the design and guide the AI to create what you want. Not doing so will lead you to frustration and probably thinking that AI generates slop or bad design, but this isn't the case. Just learn how to prompt and prompt engineer to guide the AI models to create what you want. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, any queries, any comments, any suggestions, leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.